there's a child bit of you that stays with you even till you're old. You know, the one that likes the little chocolate until it's bad for your body. So I'm just joking with it. Yeah. So okay, now Cadbury, they created an advert. Can you continue with this? Yeah, Cadbury, they created an advert that caters to the kids themselves. That is their, their target market in itself. But the video itself, if you notice, there was the image itself. There were little kids. They were doing funny movements. Now that itself is a humor. And the humor itself sells. It sells into a wide variation. It sells into a wide variation. Now, a lot of kids are going to key into this, and they're going to stop mommy and daddy for chocolate. Yeah, and I think there is that advert you see. There is a young man singing in front of the mirror, and then they keep changing. They keep changing with different colors. I cannot get it to work here now. But the main point to this is the advert itself must have a personality. The advert itself must be like, you must think of it as a living entity on its own. Because out there, the advert itself is representing you. So you need to think of the colors, the people you're selling to, the message that you're sending, the content of the message itself, what the return on investment on it, what do you want to get in return for it. The main purpose of advertising mainly is to create awareness, but there are some other sub aspects of it that you should consider while creating this advert. Do you want to increase your awareness or create an awareness? There are other subs in between this, but as it goes along, the advert in itself, in totality, must be able to create an awareness. That is the main point to it. Whatever makes you laugh, you would remember, because it brought joy to you, it brought happiness to you. So now, watching this advert, it keys into that emotional element. That it brings joy to you. So you might be walking by and you might see a chocolate. You remember the advert, you laugh. Let me just buy you chocolate. The kid himself, the kid themselves, they would remember this. Mommy, daddy, I want the chocolate. I want chocolate. The point is that
the advert's kind of like it would kind of make the children influence.
Well, I mean, that's the main point.
Influence the
buy.
It actually makes them influence them.
So it's
an influence that the advert is actually kind of trying to deal with. Like if it influences the kids to want to buy it or want to have it, then they're going to influence the mom. So, mom, I want that chocolate. I want that.
Even we as adults, when the new iPhone comes out, we sit on telly, we see our mates buying it. The peer pressure goes in, and you buy one also because you want to feel among. Yeah, but someone has to advertise it out there. So there is the traditional. I think, for me personally, I believe the best way of advertising is word of mouth. But there is a higher level to it, which is what we see on the media now. Like you can watch an advert that makes you happy. You end up telling your friends about it. Your friend tells your friends about it. Now, that is it. You want to create that effect. That is the effect you want to create. Yeah, that no matter how ridiculous it may be. Like there's a Cadbury one with the gorilla hitting the there's a gorilla hitting the drums. You say, I just saw an advert last night. It was a gorilla hitting it. They will go search for that. You want to create that effect. That is the underline. That is the foundation of it. You want to create a memory that would last. This is why they spend lots of money in adverts, in order to influence people. Influence people and key into the emotional appeal, and so on and so forth. Anyhow, consistency. You keep it out there. Let's say if you have it launched in a billboard, from the billboard you have it launched on the telly. After the telly, you have it launched online. So now, these are three aspects of our life, of human life, that is linked all together. There is no way that you're not going to come across it if you don't go on social. If you go on social media, you find it. You driving home, you sit on the billboard. You get home while you're resting from a hard day's work. It's on the telly. You hear it on the radio. Whatever they're selling, if you are one of those people who it's something you like, you've not made up your mind, they've made up your mind for you already. They've just, they've suggested for you what you need and how you need it. So in return, you yourself, when you're creating your own advert, you must consider these things. You might play it out in a different way. If you're a small startup, you can think of networking through friends and family, capitalizing on social media, and having strategic partnership with certain firms in order to grow and promote what you need to promote. So, and whatever you create must be inspiration. You must have a form of inspiration to it. Actually, much more inspirational, object. Like it would inspire them to talk about it. The humor itself, inspires them to talk about it. There must be a form of inspiration in it. If it must awaken something inside the individual, something that would make them want to talk about it, to remember it. Even maybe in sad times, in good time, in whatever time. It must, that element of it. So those three elements, brevity, consistency, and inspiration, they have to be in it, for it to have a bang, 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 bang effect. Now, oh yeah, I know through all the talk we've talked about, advertising, marketing. Now we'll come to how you get it done. Creating a communication strategy, the what and who. Passion and intelligence. Now, when you're creating an advert or form of communication, it must portray, like I said earlier on, your passion, and it must portray a form of intelligence. Remember, I said it's an entity of its own. It represents you while you are not there. Then people must be able to relate to it. They must see a sense to it. Because if you put a stupid advert, no one is really going to care about it. So these elements here would allow you to create a form of advert that that would propagate growth and awareness for your strategy. So now you think of what do you want to achieve. Now, when creating an advert, you think of what do you want to achieve. So, do you want to achieve awareness? Do you want to achieve growth? What exactly you want to achieve? So, whatever it is, the idea in itself would help formulate the idea and the objective. Now, the objective might be, I want to get more customers from China. I want to get more customers from Indonesia. I want to get more customers from the USA. So now you remember that whatever idea you're creating must link into with the objective. Once those two are linked in, and you have an idea of, I want to sell shoes, great shoes. I don't know whatever brand you're going to call it, but yeah. And then from whom is the message intended? Now this is the audience. This is where you get to. This is the second stage where you shape. You shape the idea. You start trimming off the unnecessary parts. You start keying in the culture aspect. The cultural element in order to create the idea to fit into the market, the people you're trying to target. So you need to be able to structure this in. And then what message do you want to pass across? So now the value and language. Is it Tesco or as that live well for less? Think it's that's not making that. Yeah, okay. The value, the language, the message, the passing across is you can buy from us for a lesser price and live a good life, a good healthy life in terms of your food. They've passed that message across. We have different companies, that have different slogans that goes on and on and on. Those help to shape
every little counts.
Yeah, every little is that Tesco. Yeah, every little counts. Exactly. They're saying to you like, we do not care if you don't have that much money. Come to us. You definitely find something that you can eat that will fill your stomach for that day. So every little count. And then we have What is the nature of the business? The personality. Now you see there is like with all these supermarkets, there is a form of personality to the way they present their adverts. I talked about the external self of the business, which is like the entity of your advert representing. These are platforms that you can easily walk on up to and get things sorted out. So, but it's good to be creative in whatever you want to do. The platform you use. Now, and finally, the best way to be in business is to be in business because you grow from it, you learn from it. The product that you think that you had in your head that you think is the best product, when you put it out there, you might find out there was something wrong with it. You go back, you change, you bring it back out. While you're in business, you'll learn more being in business. On what you need to do and what you should not do. And questions and answers. Any questions? Q&A session.
I think we have some questions coming. But just to wrap up, thank you, Emmanuel, very much for coming in and giving us the story. There are some business cards here at the front, if you'd like, with Emmanuel's details. As you know, he runs his own business as well, consultancy, marketing, production, all sorts of things. Please receive the business card. And
media management and business development. You can get in contact with him
as well to ask for more information.
Media management.
I kind of wanted to go in that same kind of field.
Oh, here's your guys' talk.
Well, there's a business card there. There's a business card. Do feel free to pick one up.
Thank you very much.